They all want to be the next White House resident. But who's gonna be America's next top president?
Hello, I'm John Hockenberry.
I'm Adora Udoji.
Any of the candidates could be president, but what we want to know is who's America's next top president. What was the challenge this week, Adora?
This week, to the candidates, distinguish yourself.
I see. Tell us how you're different. We'll start with Fred Thompson.
Condoleezza Rice called upon me to head up an International Security Advisory Board to advise her on international security matters. President Bush called me to help shepherd now Chief Justice John Roberts' nomination through the Judiciary Committee. If a man can do all that and be lazy, I recommend it to everybody.
I get it. He did all that and he still wants us to know he's not lazy.
Exactly.
Thanks, Fred. Here's John McCain.
I don't know about naive, but I do know when I looked into Mr. Putin's eyes, I saw three letters, a K, a G, and a B.
KGB. So is he telling us that he's not Putin?
I don't think I would have confused them.
Is that effective? Well, let's take a listen to what Rudy Giuliani had to say.
I did 210 weddings when I was mayor of New York City. So I have experience doing this. They were all men and women. I hope.
Thanks, Rudy. But I don't know how much call there's going to be for weddings in the White House.
Well, you never know. Let's move on to Republican candidate Ron Paul.
Great.
I think the American people, if we as a party realize this and understand that 70-some% of the people in America want the war over with, they're sick and tired of it, and they want our troops to come home. Now, Senator Clinton...
Ron Paul knows how to take risks, huh, Dora?
But John, do you think he might have gone a little too far?
America will decide. Let's see what candidate Mitt Romney wants us to know about how he's different.
Hillary Clinton wants to run the largest enterprise in the world, the government of the United States. It employs millions of people, trillions of dollars in revenue. She hasn't run a corner store. She hasn't run a state. She hasn't run a city. She has never run anything. And the idea that she could learn to be president, as an internship just doesn't make any sense. I have spent my life running things.
You know, John, a lot of candidates are trying to distinguish themselves from Hillary Clinton.
She's the front runner.
Let's take a look at how two of her Democratic rivals did.
Part of the reason that Republicans, I think, are obsessed with you, Hillary, is because that's a fight they're very comfortable having. It is the fight that we've been through since the 90s. And part of the job of the next president is to break the gridlock and to get Democrats and independents and Republicans to start working together to solve these big problems.
Will she be the person who brings about the change in this country? You know, I believe in Santa Claus, I believe in the Tooth Fairy, but I don't think that's going to happen. I really don't. And I think that if people want the status quo, Senator Clinton's your candidate.
She sure is in the spotlight, Adora. But not all of our contestants had Hillary Clinton on the mind. Joe Biden.
If I were president, I'd shut down, flat shut down, any imports from China, period, in terms of their toys. Flat shut it down.
Interesting, Joe. A ban on toys right before Christmas?
You know what, John? Why don't we get back to the front runner, Hillary Clinton, and see how she handled this week's challenge.
In a perverse way, I think that, the Republicans and their constant obsession with me demonstrates clearly that they obviously think that I am communicating effectively about what I will do as president.
Hillary, a Republican obsession. Certainly something for the voters to think about.
And they're going to have a lot of time to think about it. We've got a long way to go before we know who's America's next top president. And to find out how much they're spending in the campaign, you can go to our website, billiondollarpresident.org. But stay tuned for the next challenge on who's
America's
next
top
president.
I don't think that worked, John, at all, really.
Well, it's certainly no way to elect a president of the United States, that's for sure.
Not a good way.
Maybe we need some help.
I think so.
If you have an idea of how to redesign the American presidential campaign, let us know, won't you?
They all want to be the next White House resident. But who's gonna be America's America's next top president.